Hey Professor, this is John with Group 2. I'll be doing a quick demonstration of the work I've done so far for weeks 5 to 8 or for spring or sprint 2. And so I'll start with a quick review of kind of some of the stuff I've already gone over. So I worked mostly on the questionnaire that you'll see on the homepage. And so the questionnaire, it's going to be questions based off the PHQ-9. And so what that is, it's like a standardized mental health questionnaire that has questions based on stress, depression, anxiety, and it's going to be scored with, full responses, with 0 being nothing and 3 being the highest score you can get from a question. And so the question ID is a foreign key that references the primary key of the ID in the question table. And so when I start showing you the questionnaire more in our app, it'll make a little bit more sense there. So yeah, let me go ahead. I guess before I go over there, let me go ahead and just do a quick review on how we have this hosted. So everything is hosted on the Google Cloud platform for both the web server and the database server. So the database server currently in here. So this is handling all of our tables for like the forms, questions, the user stuff. This is encrypted. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over here to see how this is currently on. So this is the awesome chess. Not sure if you can kind of see the URL. But this is what we have our stuff hosted, or the URL we have it hosted at. So if I go in here and just log out with an existing user I already have created, this doesn't take too long. So this should log in. So this is the login form that Ben worked on mostly, as well as Brandon. Our website has a few components on here, so you should see the comment header, kind of the content or like the default layout, how stuff is, and then the comment footer. And so when first logs in, they'll be directed to the home screen. And so previously at the beginning of the sprint, it was just a blank screen, pretty much like a hello world type of screen. Since then, I was able to get this carousel added on here. I'm mostly, honestly, just getting this database questions just brought over to the front end, so that took a little bit. But once I was able to find out, what I started to do is create a carousel. So what this carousel does is it goes through the different questions that we have stored in this database. And so if you recall, it's the database. Sorry, give me one moment. The questions and response here. And so as you cycle through, it should hopefully circle around. And then the radio buttons, or the user input, is a radio button group that not at all would be 0, and nearly every day would be 3. And so if the user were to score greater than a 9, I should be clicking on these, sorry. Then when they submit the form or the survey, then they'll get a little pop-up here that says, we suggest checking out this article from an article that we'll have once we create our library. So if I just go back here and refresh the page. Now let's just say if I were to score less than a 9, and so if there's 8 questions, if I were to do like 0 and 1s for all of them, let's go through this real quick. Sorry. And while I'm doing this, and so in order to get this towards the bottom of the page, what I had to do is, have this create its own section and then push it towards the bottom. And then once I was able to do this, so this has gone back to the beginning. I'll submit this, and it says, thank you for taking our survey. And then just please feel free to check out one of our other features that we currently have. And so Brian worked on this little avatar here, and so this is still a work in progress. What we would like to do is have multiple images here that can hopefully cycle through to give the appearance of maybe like some animation or some like life to our app. We also hope to change the art style, but at least there's something here that we can refer back to for now. Some other stuff that we've added so far is, let's see, what's his name? I'm so sorry. Brandon has worked on this forums here, and so I went ahead and added it to this portal that we have. And so this is pretty cool. I'm sure that he'll be able to show you more of that. I've mostly just been trying to work on any little bugs that we have, so not like a ton. But I guess future bugs we're gonna have to work on is for some reason on this page, this portal's not working, and so I'll have to remember how I fix it on this page. And then in the future, what we're gonna implement is a direct messaging system, the content library that we were talking about, so we can help recommend articles from there. And then once we have that, it's just gonna be tying down security and pretty much testing and I guess going over the other features we've already implemented, make sure they're still working. Thank you for taking the time to watch my little recap here. I'll go ahead and I guess talk a little bit more on that PowerPoint and have a great day. Bye, Professor. Almost forgot to show you the code part, Professor, so let me go ahead and run through that here really quick. And so the majority of my work was just on the questionnaire, which is on this home page. And so we've also added the welcome message, the avatar here, and then this is a carousel with the radio buttons. And so since we're going to have however many questions exist in the database, it's going to automatically assign the, I guess, ID number for the corresponding radio button and the corresponding slide. These are going to be the previous, next button, as well as the submit button. And then down here is a JavaScript to handle the input. So here, as we said earlier, depending on whatever score they get, if it's greater than 9, then we're going to recommend some sort of article. Once we build out our library more, then hopefully we can categorize it more to be like, well, you scored maybe such a score on anxiety, so therefore we recommend something from the anxiety category or such and such. So hopefully once we build it out, we can make it fit it better. These are the 2 repositories for the questionnaire responses, the 2 services that calls them. And so these are some of the models we use. So the model for questionnaire, I guess this is more so the question part, and this is the response part. And then the home controller that helps sends the, I guess, data or the information to and from the back end and the front end. To recap, I've created the homepage for Companionly so far. This includes the actual homepage itself and all the styling and I guess getting everything from the other parts of our app working with the homepage. On the homepage, I got the questionnaire working. And so for the questionnaire, I had to create the database part for it and make sure it was working with all those parts in the app. Once I've done that, I just optimized some parts of the app to be more user-friendly. So when you click around on the parts of the app, they should work the way the other websites work. So homepage goes back to home. When you click on the logo, it goes to home. Other stuff like that. I've also optimized some of the code. So as opposed to each page just using a ton of HTML, it's using the timely fragments that we've created. And I guess just in general, I've gone ahead and just taken the code from everybody and made sure it was working nicely. And nothing was breaking when we were deploying or when we were trying to implement, let's say, like Brian's avatar into the homepage or the forum page or the forum into the existing project files that we already had. Thank you again, Professor, for watching my presentation and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.